All right, all right, all right, all right. The time is now 6 p.m. Eastern Standard, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. How's
Hey, hey,
everybody doing? Good evening, good evening.
hey,
All
good
good.
evening, good afternoon. I'm doing pretty good.
All right, man. Hey, guys, I want to say thank you guys, man. I can't thank you enough. I want to publicly thank you guys for hanging in there. I know I'm exhausted. I know I'm exhausted, and you guys have been here every day with me, pushing this out, pushing this good information out, covering the 2024 Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge. Um, it's definitely a labor of love. We do it because we love it and we've enjoyed it, and we want to thank everybody that's been participating, that's been sending us messages, that's been checking on us, that's been on our inbox. It's outstanding. And these riders deserve this coverage. They deserve this
Yeah,
coverage. They have been through
right.
something that, hey, it's almost indescribable. Let's hear a few words from Loco. I know a lot of people have been covering Loco, and he's been putting out some good perspectives on his ride during the 2024 Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge.
Yeah, he's actually going to join us too, so he should be coming
Yeah,
on here in a few minutes.
yeah. I hit him up
Good
earlier.
deal.
Yeah.
No sound.
Okay. So we're going to have him on live. So we'll get back with that. This evening we have Chris Hopper. Chris is a three-time rider of the Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge,
Hi.
18, 20, and 22, correct, Hop?
Correct. Kind of.
And you're an elite, kind of, and you're an elite finisher, right?
I am one of the real
Okay.
elite finishers.
Real.
Ooh.
That's that boldness right there. Let y'all know.
Hey, folks, that's that belt buckle talking.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. Buckle. Two buckles.
Two buckles, two buckles. And Logic, we have Logic on with us.
Super
And Logic
logical.
is bringing a perspective of a novelist to the panel today throughout this whole coverage. And
Yeah.
the way Logic come into play, I said, well, how did Logic get on? How did Logic get on? Because I put him on.
There you go. Thank you.
Because I
Yeah.
put him on. But no, Logic is interested in riding a Hoka Hey, and he asked those questions that Hop and I would overlook. He about the board. And even when he's not talking on air, he's asking questions behind the scenes. Before we go on, we do a power meeting, and then even after the meeting, and after the podcast, we do a power meeting. And he asks these questions, and he get our mind to thinking, "Oh, okay, right. Look at it from this perspective. Look at it from
Mhm.
this perspective. Hey, Amy. Hey, Buffy. Hey, Nicole." And
How
so
we
that's
doing?
how he come into play with this thing. So I think we got all the bases covered to present you with a good product to give you a true definition of understanding about the Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge. We're going to go straight to headquarters as we normally do for our evening broadcast. Um, Still, really not too much from uh, headquarters, and I call headquarters that's the Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge Top Tactical Operations Center. Family and supporters welcome to join our Hoka Hey Happy Hour from 3 to 5 at AJ's tonight, and Rider Night at Salty Dogs tomorrow begins at 6 p.m. So the family member that's up there that may be tuning in, they will be having sort of like a get together for happy hour for families and supporters. It's always a great time to come out and hear the stories and see the smiles on the rider faces and just continue to just cheer them on and be there for them.
English hit a moose. Nice.
English, English hit a moose. Holy
He
crap.
must have didn't see your video you put up there, Solo.
I know, right? We folks.
Not a
I
move.
mean, in 20, I hit I say baby elk, but he was pretty much as high as the front end of the bike. I hit him. The mother father was crossing the road. The baby was in trail. The baby got scared and turned around and went back. And that's when
Mm.
I tripped him with my left foot peg and the crash bar. It bent up my light and everything, but I didn't go down. And then in 22, I actually hit a deer, and the deer ended up smashing my right saddlebag. Uh, Pain shot up through my right leg. I just knew my right leg was broken. And so, yeah, and like I say, when you're riding the back roads, you're tense. You're saying, what if, what if? You're kind of anticipating. So it's never like you're really relaxed riding the back roads. You're always tense. Hop, have you hit a critter?
But yeah, yeah, totaled my 2019 on a hitting a pig in Big Bend.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
wow.
Where were you at?
In Big Bend, down
Oh,
here in
in
Texas.
Big Bend. Okay.
Yeah, those things are like hitting a boulder. A deer you can kind of go through, but man, those hogs, whew, they're
They
stout.
just they just roll with you,
Yeah,
huh?
they knock you right off.
Yeah, that's when I ride the pig trail, man. I don't know why I'm always thinking a pig is gonna come out from nowhere. But that's a good ride. That's up in Arkansas, the pig trail.
Yep. Yes, that's what
All
I
right,
hit more.
all right, folks. So we're gonna
Yeah,
go
so
straight.
I guess jump in, talk about a couple. The only ones that I know that have dropped today were Pedro 1228.
Mm.
Yep, yep.
Um, I thought there was somebody else, and I cannot find it. Have y'all heard anything?
I haven't
Uh,
heard
Becky,
anything.
oh, I haven't heard anything. I got to reach out to Becky. Becky's been, Buffy's been on the channel. She's been sending me info, and everything has been accurate what she's been sending me. But no, that's the only one. And as a matter of fact, I was corresponding with Pedro earlier, and Pedro, he knew he had already made his decision up. I tried to send him some words of encouragement, but he had hit that wall. He had made his decision that, hey, this is going to be it for me. And so he made his decision to go ahead and exit. Um, we will share because it's public. We'll share his thoughts. So riders, you see it on the board. That was his public message. His public message. You have to excuse me this afternoon. I don't know why I got a dry mouth. But the Hoka Challenge will test you.
Yeah.
Um, you will reach your limits. If anybody come across the finish line with big old smiles on their face or clean or feeling like they haven't been through something major, then they didn't ride it correctly. Uh, if you ride it right, you definitely will. You will be different when you exit the course when you finish. I'm gonna try to see if I can pull up a couple of more videos. Hopefully, we got some riders lined up. Some riders have agreed to call in and give their perspective on the 2024 Hoka Challenge. Uh,
I'd like to bring up maybe a rider going. You gonna bring some out now? I got to bring up I want to bring up a rider that may be going the wrong way. Look like he went the same wrong way that Riot went.
what was that
Uh,
number?
116. He's up in Alaska. I believe that's the same road that
Oh
Riot.
no, that's Jim Harrell. He's been out. He's
Yeah.
doing
Oh
Oh
yeah.
good.
yeah.
Oh
Oh
okay.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's yeah. He's been. But still, though, if he's going to okay, so he's just going. Yeah, he's going on the one.
I just recognize that turn because that Riot went down that same turn.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Hmm.
Sure
Got
did.
a couple more that are gonna be rolling in here shortly.
Yeah, it's got
Oh,
Mars
Yep.
and
I think
Harding.
Pete
they'll be
Milani,
live.
1008. He took a wrong turn down there.
Who?
Yeah. Yeah.
1008.
Pete.
I
Oh
think
yeah.
they're stopped, so hopefully they figured it out.
Right.
But they're on the wrong road right now.
So close. Yeah, so close, folks. So close. That's rider 1008 and rider 878. Like just pull side of the road. They're trying to figure it out. So hopefully they'll
Yeah.
get back on course. Once again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in for the evening edition of coverage of the 2024 Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge. We appreciate you tuning in.
I know Dell, she's having a good time rolling through
I don't know
Canada.
why I'm not being
She's had a lot of
able to
issues on the ride.
sound.
Hmm. I just hate. I really just hate the fact that people get to that
Let me
point.
know, let me
We
know if I
can't.
can. Do we have audio?
No,
No audio?
no.
No, no audio. Did you change something from this morning, sir?
No.
No.
I think if you got your external microphone in, it's not going to play through that, huh?
Okay.
Yeah, I guess Pete and them figured it out. They're heading back.
Yeah.
A lot of riders rolling through the Yukon. That'll be a good group coming in tomorrow.
Yeah.
I did talk to Iceman, and he's stuck in Whitehorse, waiting on a tire. He's got there's I guess a Yamaha dealer's getting a tire for him. That won't be in until the morning.
Oh, so he had a flat.
His tire was just worn out down to the steel showing, so he couldn't do anything with it. He wouldn't have
Okay.
made it. So he's
Right.
hanging out there. So hopefully he'll be able to just get some good rest. There's really nothing for him to do. So do some
Right.
laundry, get a good meal, get some rest, and he'll be ready to roll in tomorrow.
That's it. Right now, folks, sleep is the rider's best friend. Sleep is the rider's best friend going into day 11, getting ready to go into day 12. So we have a bunch of riders already here at Homer. Of course, I'm celebrating right now. Some of them are probably sleeping and resting. I think Beth put out probably about another 40 minutes, 45 minutes. Maybe another rider should be coming in. Look like it's going to be 12:22, followed by 11:57. Once Pete and 8, well, yeah, they turn around. So 878, once they get turned around, get back on course, like they should be heading to the finish line about an hour, hour and a half. Followed by Taco 11:33 and Ryder
You got
Haley.
four people in
Let me
that
see
one
what
bus.
number that is. Ryder 1167.
You got 113
That's
and
4 people in
one.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go dig deep, dig, dig. Yeah, there we go. Hey, folks, they're moving.
They moving.
They're moving.
Yeah, there's a pretty good sized group that's going to be hitting the border tonight, first thing in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have to make a mad dash to make it by the party.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
They're going to be cutting it close.
I thought I
So once
saw.
again, go ahead, Lottie.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm trying to look up, make sure I'm seeing right.
So once again, the elephant in the room, folks, and we do not want to harp on any particular. How can we gently say this? Any business that may be supporting the Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge, please realize that we are just putting information out, and these are our opinions and our opinions only. But this is definitely the elephant in the room. The fleet tracker for this whole section right here, there's no coverage. So some riders are using other methods of tracking, i.e., Spotwalla, or I don't know if there's anybody using Rever or any of those hop.
Oh yeah, I'm sure everyone's running Rever. Everyone should be running
Definitely
Rever.
for the miles.
Spotwalla.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, this is the elephant in the room. We have no visibility here in this whole section right here. So we see the riders lined up. The only thing we can do is just say, hey, these riders are headed up to the Yukon and then on up to Alaska.
Yeah, if you zoom out, those ones by the border or south of the border, probably where it's showing 11:35 T-bone. That's probably going to be the cutoff of whoever has a chance of making it.
Within the 14 days.
Yeah.
So it looks like 981, 1057. Actually, I think Blevins tracker, didn't his tracker go down? Because this tracker's been there a long time.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, that tracker's been down a long time.
Keisha, I just did a little sample. I think it's approximately, don't hold me to that. It's approximately 11 hours, 621 miles from the time they get into Alaska to Homer. So, but that's just map miles. They, as you know, they twist and turn, so that can turn into a little bit more.
I think she's asking at the border though of Canada.
Oh,
Right.
I did the border right as soon as you get to Alaska
Yeah.
now.
No, dig a little deeper there.
Well, it's a lot longer.
Take it a little deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Hop definitely on it. And trust me, folks, Hop resume is outstanding. If you don't know who Hopper is, he's a heavyweight in the long distance riding community. Um, he holds the title of riding 100,000 miles in 100 days. So the panel is deep. Our knowledge and experience of this ride is deep, and
On the border.
but we don't know everything. And then two things may have changed for this year's ride.
It's from the border to Homer is roughly 2,400
Uh,
miles.
Wow. Yeah.
So
2,400 miles of
so that group right
yeah,
there from T-bone
yeah,
up, they're the last chance to possibly even have a chance, and they're going to have to push it to make it.
yeah.
Without
That's
incident.
gonna
Yeah.
be pushing it
Yeah, you pretty much got to be
without
going
incident.
across the border
That's
sometime today in order to have a shot, and that's a slow
yeah,
2,400.
and yeah, that's a slow 24. Looks like pop off 1179 is in that range, and we'll call it range. But
Yeah,
hey,
Sonya,
you never
that
know. This might,
that was the other one that I was looking for, Sonya. That dropped out. He was the guy that was riding with the Davises. I could not find his name.
Did we hear anything about Rider? I know he's way down in Utah. Rider 923. He's all the way out there by himself.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh,
put Charlie. Like his
yeah.
tracker off. Yeah, tracker's off. I don't know. That's
I mean, he's the
nowhere.
only person
So
in
we
Utah.
hope he's all right.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, we hope he's all right. Hope. Um, Tracker last movement at 6:05. So he's still showing some activity, but his tracker's off, and it doesn't look like he's nearing the gas. So maybe he's getting some rest. Horse Canyon View area.
He's from
So
Georgia.
if anybody know Ryder, uh, 923. You might want to check on that rider.
Yeah.
Um, how's Hyde doing? Anybody had any updates on Hyde? Rider number 1002.
He's sitting at a gas station right now.
Yeah, he's just plugging along, doing his thing.
Yeah. Up in, he's
That's
in
right.
Montana,
That's
sitting at a
it.
gas station.
Yeah, Mark Chromus, rider 1150. He's the one who also dropped out.
1150. Let me go to this.
Okay, 1150.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, they took him off.
And once they send the official notification up that they're dropping, typically HQ would, or the individual can deactivate their tracker. I know someone asked me about that earlier.
You got some people waiting
Good
to come
evening,
on?
Ben.
There should be somebody
We have
there.
somebody
No?
in the queue. Okay, yeah, Loco.
Hey,
Yeah.
Loco.
Hey, what's up,
There
guys?
he is.
There we go.
How's it
Loco.
going, Loco?
Hey,
Pretty
Loco.
good. There's no place
Loco.
like Homer.
What's happening, guys?
How's it going?
How y'all doing?
We're doing good now that we've slept for a couple hours.
Yeah.
Use a
Good
couple
old
more.
fresh. Old man, how you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
Hey,
So
good, outstanding. Hey, man, hey, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you,
We,
old man.
look,
You did good.
we had fun. We took a lot of pictures. We stopped. We ate, in places. We talked to people. I mean, there's plenty of time. We slept, 4 to 5, 6 hours at a time, during the night. But as
Right.
long as when you're on the bike, I mean, if you're riding hard, you're riding with a purpose. You're, efficient with your fuel stops and whatnot. But you can still cover miles and see things and have a good time. And I mean, Hopper's a perfect example of that. I mean, look at the stuff that he's done. He
Yeah.
goes fishing on a BBG just for cuts. So as long as you're efficient with what you're doing, there's time to enjoy it.
That's
exactly,
right.
exactly.
So
Yeah,
Hey, so
yeah.
now that there's quite a few finishers in, what's the atmosphere like? What's the vibe down there? How's everyone doing?
It's pretty chill.
but they're all dead.
Pretty good, yeah.
It's
like
pretty
the
chill.
living dead.
I'm getting ready to burn this piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty chill. Here's Jack Daniels there too.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey,
JD,
Jack Daniels,
Hey,
congratulations.
All right, thanks.
congrats.
glad everyone made it safe.
Yeah.
Louis.
And
I
Louis.
heard there was a moose strike last. Hi there.
How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
Congratulations.
Good. Who's
So
there?
y'all are
This is
standing
Hoffman
right at the
Solo.
fishing line, right? Or finish
yes.
line, right?
Chris, you're my best man, Chris.
Oh
You
yeah,
know
right
that?
on.
You're my idol.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But,
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Chris, you there?
oh yeah,
I want to tell you, that son of a bitch is still there.
looky there.
Look at that. Every now and then, I would just take a peek under there and say, I know I can do it because that guy did it. I can probably do at least a little bit more.
I just knew when I put it there. I'm like, there's no way he's gonna find this until about a week into the Hoka hay.
Yeah, so the atmosphere, guys, is really really chill. Everybody's just kind of taking it in because it's quite the journey we just got done with. Across the continent, 2 countries, bunch of national parks. It's been wild, and we got the finish line right here. See, there's one
Good
flag,
deal.
and then the other one on the other side. But as you come across down this road to the finish, this right here is your
Yes.
view.
Wow,
Yes. Yes.
I
that's
mean,
awesome.
tell me that's not epic.
Yeah, and
That's
so
awesome.
for everyone new that's watching, tell them the process. You're coming in as a rider. What happens? How does that look? To cross the
When
finish
you're
line.
crossing the finish line.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, my experience was a little bit different than other people's, but for a majority of riders, I think, when you're rolling down this road, I mean, you got you got all the emotions, right? You just completed this thing that you've worked so hard on and pushed yourself to the edge. You're coming down this road and you see the 2 flags. You roll in. There's a few people cheering you on. You stop, and you got Beth doing the live of you coming in. They hand you a clipboard, sign your name, and they tell you good job, and that was that. And then you got all your brothers and sisters, all your Hoka Hey brothers and sisters here, ready to give you a big old hug, and and now it's just it's one of those things where it's just like, okay, now what?
Yeah. But
you know
it's an amazing feeling rolling across that line and just seeing everyone out there, no matter what time of day or night it is, standing out there cheering you on as soon as you cross that line, just to see everyone, high fives, hugs, and just that feeling of knowing that it's finally over.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And man, I tell you what, the last 260 miles, riding that Kenai Peninsula in the middle of that night is not for the faint of heart.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, it was this whole journey, this whole challenge was a fantastic experience.
Yeah.
Now, are you going to continue on and do some more rides and still head up north, or are you straight home?
Well, yeah, I'm resting today. And then tomorrow morning I'll beat feet for home. But it's just as much an adventure going home as it is getting up here because I'll be hitting Alcan to Junction 37 and then head south on the Cassier Highway. So that'll while I'll have electronic navigation, it'll still be just as adventurous.
So you're going to miss the party?
Yeah, I've got some stuff at home that I gotta
Yeah.
handle. So.
Yeah, I see there's some issues on the home front. Sorry to hear about all that. That's kind of bad to deal with while you're out on the road.
And yeah, that really did kind of, it just added to my challenge experience, to be honest with you, because just because you're out on the road doesn't mean stuff at home stops.
Right.
So you've got to try to keep your head in the game as much as possible, which is the name of the challenge, name of the game here, and so knowing what's going on at home, and still completing this challenge was a big deal for me. Like, okay, I'm gonna get to the finish line. I'm gonna rest as much as needed. My wife thinks I need more than I think, but
Yeah.
and then I'm beat feeting for home so I can take care of business there. So
Right.
yeah,
Hope you
I'm bummed I'm gonna miss
hope
the
you get that
party,
shit
but
handled.
what I'm sorry, what was that?
I said, I hope you get that shit handled and catch somebody.
Yep, that's the idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
I have a question for you, Loco. This is Logic. How are you doing, sir?
Good, Logic, go ahead, man.
All right. Let me ask you this. What were there any moments? No. Was there a particular stretch of route of your road that stood out to you, either for its beauty or its difficulty?
Well, I actually have two things to speak about on that. So day 5 was my day that I was just like, this day is friggin' awesome. Northern Arizona was absolutely beautiful. Um, and it's the day that we hit the Grand Canyon. We hit I think it was called Salt Creek Canyon, Flagstaff, Sedona, all of that area, and it was phenomenal, absolutely incredible. Um, but as far as like the difficulty goes, going into this as a rookie, people will tell you, "Oh, you're going to tell yourself, what the hell was I thinking?" Right? And for me, that was day 10 when I hit the Alcan north of Destruction Bay.
Mm,
Once I get, I don't know, 10 miles into that, I was like, okay, what the hell was I thinking?
Yeah.
wow.
But I'm thankful.
It gets a lot of people. I mean, a lot of people dropped out because of that. They're like, I just, they couldn't take it.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, unfortunately, riders are hitting that wall, Loco, and that's why we've been really harping on safety at this stage of the game now. Day 11, day 12, day 13, 14, and so on. Riders are fatigued. Any little mistake that you make now is going to cost you big time. So,
Oh yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
but
there was a couple times where I had a couple near misses that I was really thankful. Like me and Not Paco were riding through British Columbia or Alberta, one of the two, and I was within inches. This buck darted out in front of me, and I was within inches of nailing him, and he was a big old sucker too. So, yeah, I'm thankful that my challenge ended in a finish, and that I'm here to tell the story with all my new Hoka Hey family.
Well,
there you
Shell,
go.
a huge shout out to you, top female finisher, top 10. I mean, you just
Hello.
absolutely crushed it.
Thank you.
Bonafide badass here.
Yeah, big time.
Yes.
That was totally not planned. Maybe I shouldn't have screwed around the first 2 days. I'd have been up higher. I'd have been fighting with Riot.
Yeah. So, hey, you killed it though. That's just awesome. That's amazing. I mean, we're just super proud of you. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Awesome.
big time.
Hell yeah.
So, Michelle, quick question for you. What advice would you give someone considering riding the Hoka Hey?
I would say make sure you sleep because a lot of these people are not sleeping. They're thinking that they can just run all night, grab a half hour, an hour of sleep, and it's really caught up to them halfway.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Right. Yeah.
Right. That only works for a day or two.
That's right.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
having a sleep budget is like legit. Have a set of rules that you're willing to abide by in terms of sleep, and then stick to those going into the challenge.
Yeah, I think my first probably, I don't know, at least 5 nights, I was getting at least 6 hours of sleep a night. So they don't have to be trying to run on minimal sleep. Now, granted, my last night I didn't sleep at all, but I was freezing because I lost the adapter to plug my heated gear in, and it was
Oh shit.
31
Yeah,
degrees
man.
running
I saw
through the
that
Oh,
story.
valley.
Oh
wow.
man.
It was brutal,
Yeah, it was cold.
That's bone
foggy.
shaking.
Yeah.
So, hey, Shell, what's your plans after the party? Are you going to come home, or are you going to continue on and keep riding? I know a lot of people are going to keep riding and go do some stuff up there.
I may stick close to here a little bit, and kind of check it out, but I plan on being down at Denver's in Washington for Monsters Over Mountains. Not this
Gotcha.
weekend, but next weekend.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
What's
that'll
the
be a fun
temperature there
time.
right now?
What's that?
What's the
What is
temperature
the
there right
temperature?
now?
What is it, like 50?
Okay.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but coming down to Kenai Peninsula last night, it was in the low 30s. It was
Yeah.
freezing.
Yeah.
And are you not doing any fishing over there?
I might be fishing, but it ain't for fish.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
man.
and what's up with this calling me Shell? You guys know my rider name.
Right.
Is this a
Hey, look,
PG show? I don't think so.
this is PG, man. We got to keep this, above par, but we know your name.
Yeah, yeah. So my sister's been watching, and listening to you guys. She's really gotten into it this year because watching you guys and listening.
Good.
And she actually said, "What the heck? Why aren't they using your rider name?" So I
So,
said I was going to give Solo a hard time about that. But it's
you,
15. It's 59 degrees and sunny, but it looks a little misty, foggy
you
to me
might as
right
well.
now.
Hey,
Hey, you might as well give the people a demonstration of your PG patch and your regular patch.
and tell them your name so they will know how to correctly
And
address
then
you
what's
when
the
they see
PG
you.
version?
So PG version, hang on. All right. So PG version, it's let's go because anytime I used to ride with somebody, I was always on let's go, let's go, let's go. So let's go was my name until I got in the Hoka Hey, and people knew me by my Facebook posts, which was morning bitches. I'd start out morning bitches. I'd put something funny up just to make people laugh at least once a day. And then I believe it was Jason Miller always grabbing people's pictures and making a video for us. And in the credits one day, I didn't see my name. And I said, yo, what's up with that? You're stealing all my pictures and not even giving me credit. And he goes, you need to look again. Well, he pretty much dubbed me Rider of Dick. So everybody's kind of come to know me by one of those two names.
There you go.
So that's it, folks. You can get it
And
straight
just to be
from
clear,
the rider.
to clear up any
And I am a
inappro-
female. A lot of people were wondering
And your
who the
and your
heck
bike.
had a name like that riding around out there. They were hoping
And
it
what
was.
is the name of your bike?
Yeah, name of my bike is Richard.
There we go.
Dick is short for Richard. So
that
it's pretty
explanation
dirty
right
now. So I'm riding dirty.
that explanation should drop it down to PG.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
No, it's just
Sounds
all in
good.
fun. Everybody has fun with it. It fits into every conversation. I can't go or do anything without somebody mentioning Richard.
What, like the come and go?
Yeah, come and go picture with Richard.
Oh man,
Well,
folks.
thanks for coming on, guys. We appreciate
Yes,
your
thank
time.
you. Thank
Guys,
you
Yes,
have
too.
we
some fun there.
appreciate it.
Enjoy the festivities, and congratulations to you both.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Keep
Appreciate
doing
your
what you
show.
do.
This
Yeah,
this
hope to
show
meet
is
y'all at the
rad, so
Chopper
keep it
Run.
up.
Hope to meet y'all
Good deal.
soon.
Right
All right.
on. Good luck.
All right, guys. Stay safe.
Thank
Yep.
you.
All right, folks. There you have
I
it.
love it. I love it. I love it.
You see what the finish line looks like there?
Look at that finish line. Look at that finish line, folks.
Mm.
I don't know how you're standing there without a fishing pole, though.
Good deal. Thank you, Loco.
You're welcome, guys.
Yeah, we'll
All
see you
right.
guys later.
All right.
Later.
All right,
Wow.
folks. That was Loco and Rider of Dick and the old man and Jack Daniels. Jack Daniel is out of Canada. So definitely appreciate Jack Daniels coming on. Maybe we can get a live interview with him here in a bit or in a couple of days just to kind of get his perspective on everything. Once again, folks, you have international riders come and participate in the Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge. So you'll have people come up from, I think we have people from, what's the farthest? Australia? I think Australia.
Mm.
Huh?
No, I think you said New Zealand.
New
New
Zealand.
Zealand. New Zealand. Yeah.
Russia. Didn't somebody say Russia?
Yeah.
Wow.
So we'll go back down to finish again and correct me if I'm right or wrong, guys. My numbers may be off, but first finisher was Dirty Dan, rider number 1203, followed by Riot, rider number 897, followed by Kilroy 1060,
Mhm.
followed by Christum, who once again I have to always give a shout out to Christum because I think he is the only rider that has written in all 10 Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge.
Wow.
Man, a
Junie.
few words.
And
Junie?
Junie.
No, Junie did not ride in 22.
Okay, yeah. All
Yeah,
right.
Junie did not ride in 22. So I think, yeah, Boris is from Russia. Thank you, Nicole. And shout out my head off. I salute him and Sue for getting that team, getting him going, and for Kristen participating in 10 Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge.
Somebody
Number
said
5
potholes. They said potholes before Christmas. Somebody just said that.
I don't remember. So
Okay, so
Yeah, I don't remember either.
I don't
I
remember. So
believe so.
we would get clarification. Number 5 was Michelle, as you were, rider of Dick. 6 was, who do we have? 6 was that Pothole? Maybe we got those two reversed. 8 was 1232, Neighbor Dave. Number 9 was 1033. Number 10, 1025. And current, new rider,
Mhm.
finished up the 11th position, 1149.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Pothole was fourth. Okay, Pothole, we stand corrected. Pothole was fourth. Uh,
I did not keep a list because it doesn't matter. You're a finisher. You're a finisher.
exactly.
The
Exactly.
only one who's going to know what place you finished is you. So enjoy it, and the paycheck's the same from first through 200th.
All right, folks. Looks like we have the man himself.
How you doing, guys?
The
Hey,
What's
man
happening?
himself.
hello.
Riot.
Riot.
How you doing, man? How's it going? How you feel?
I
Talk to us.
feel I feel a
Tell
little
us about
beat
it.
up and a little beat up and sore. It's not. I feel much better today, but I've never been so tired. It
Mm.
I'm been exhausted. I took a nap. Just woke up from a nap. That's why I was a little late. And I've just been tired and hungry. Just crazy. So I must not have got enough sleep or enough food.
Imagine that.
Yeah. I thought I ate pretty good, and I thought I rested up, pretty good after I got back. But man, I've just been dragging. So it's other than that, it's all good.
So I'm gonna go ahead and hit you with this one, right? Everybody's been hitting me up like, what happened to Riot? What happened to Riot? Um, what happened? What happened? You were first coming in. We were looking at you, tracking on the radar, and then things just went south. And then it was a shock or upset. So just tell the people, because people been hitting me up. I'm thinking, hey, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, on the this is my fourth OKA. So every one is the directions have always been the same. They're always the same. They say how far until the next direction, and at this you turn whatever. There's a line that says, miles, a line that says turn what direction, and then what you turn on. So as I was cruising along, it says turn, at 20 miles, turn left at the wellness center. It said wellness center, and then it said like 37 services or something like that at the junction. So when I got gas 20 miles before that, I asked the guy there. He says, "Yeah, you got to turn left. 37 is right there. At that so blown out gas station, whatever." So anyhow, I got to it, and like all the other ones, I just at 20 miles says left. I hang a left, and then I look at how many miles I have to go to the next one. Well, it said 500 miles. And I thought, well, that can't be accurate because
Ah,
What did we do? Did he
we
drop?
lost him. We lost him.
We dropped him. He dropped.
Yes.
All right. If
Oh,
you can hear us, get back on. Folks, things up there sketchy. So hope that we can get him back on. Can you hop you in contact with him?
Yeah, I mean, I shot him a text. So
Okay.
uh, hopefully he'll come back on here in a second.
All right.
there we
There he
go.
is. He's back, folks. He's
there he
back.
is.
All right.
I'm back.
You're back.
Can you hear me okay?
The floor is yours. Yeah, we got you. The floor is yours. Looking good. Right. You're good.
Can you hear us?
I just totally lost you. I don't know what happened. I think I'm
You're
doing this
still
right.
there.
Can you hear us?
He probably can't hear us.
Right. Can you hear us? Okay, folks. It looks like we lost Riot, but we should get him back on. Hopefully his systems gets back online. He's working off Wi-Fi up there in Alaska. So
Yeah,
hopefully
yeah,
he'll log
Julie.
back
Cliffhanger. Yeah.
in. I'm gonna add him back. All right, bring him back on.
I don't know what happened. I got lost there.
Yeah.
Well, you're
But
back up now.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know where you lost me at. But anyhow, the direction said to turn. I put my glasses on so I can see to make sure I don't hit the wrong button. But direction said at 20 miles, take a left, and that's what I did, and it said to go 500 miles. I knew that wasn't right, so I thought maybe this road, brings you back up and around back to the Alaskan Highway, and you just back onto it some way. Traditional Hoka little loop it would put you on, and
Right.
so I pulled, and on the directions it says this is the something about the connection between British Columbia and the Yukon. Well, we're already in the Yukon, so I thought, well, this must go back into British Columbia, do a loop underneath the Yukon, and back into the Yukon somehow. So went down the road, and right down the road, 5 miles, you're back into British Columbia. So that, well, this is the way. This is just a little loop around, just showing you something,
Hmm.
something with some historic or reservation or something. But I went down the road and just
Right.
nothing there, nothing there, and there's no gas, no nothing. So and you got to remember, this is, you know, tiring time of day too. I've already been at it for
Right.
900
Right.
miles or 900 miles or something. And,
Right.
and
Right. Right.
so I went down the road 75 miles and thought, I got to get something to eat. So I pulled over next to a lake and made something to eat. And I hit Beth up. And the only way I could even hit anybody up was I bought a Zoleo tracker to try on my own, and through that tracker you can text. Otherwise, I would have had no way to
Okay.
communicate anything. There was no cell service. There was no anything. So if I would have had that tracker, I'd have nothing. And I hit, I hit Beth up, and she said, "Oh no, you're not supposed to turn there. You're not supposed to take a left there." And I said, "Well, my directions clearly say take a left. At the turn, it says take a left." "No, we just wanted you to know that the wellness center is on your left." And I said, "You mean to tell me that where it says turn, you're not supposed to turn? I'm supposed to magically know there's a wellness center. And on the far right hand side of directions, anything out of the ordinary they put in there. So the rest of the way they've been like, this is a spot that's unmarked, or this is a spot that has something." And I always miss that far right because I never looked that far. And so that if they put
Hmm.
something there, that's on me. But I looked and there was nothing over there. Nothing tell you there was not a turn. You were just to swing into something. And I said, in 4 Hoka, I've never once had anybody, never once have we had directions just to stop in at something and see it. So whatever. It was just a little odd. And she goes, "Yeah, that was," and she owned it and said that was their bad and they made a mistake on it. So she sent out a thing to the rest of the riders telling them what to do at that, that's not a turn. Do not turn there. Just stop in there. But it's too little, too late for me. And I rode up back to the back. Well, then I had to get gas. Now I don't have enough gas to make it to the station, and it screwed me up because I was planned for gas at all the places, and I had stopped and talked to somebody and
Okay.
mapped out all my gas because it's the Yukon, they're not open.
Right.
And now I
Right.
did not have that option. So now I had to ride at 40 miles an hour to make it to a gas station. And now I don't know who's ahead of me, if they caught up, if they didn't. So now I'm at 1100 miles, 1200 miles, whatever. It's late. My plan was to ride until I was tired and then sleep for 5 hours, which would have gave me a ton of rest. As you know, sleeping for 5 hours is magic. And if anybody caught up to me,
Yes.
all I had to
Yes.
do was if anybody caught up to me, all I had to do was get up and ride, because now I'm 4 or 5 hours
Right.
rested and they're not. And you know
Exactly.
what happens? You
Exactly.
take off. So, but now I don't know if they're ahead of me or behind me because those shit ass trackers, you have no idea. So I pulled up the tracker to look at where anybody, you know, I pulled up the tracker and it pulls me up and it has me in a group of people. Like Shell was one of them, Craig Waters is one of them. So in my mind, I thought 12 or 13 people have passed me while I did that stupid loop, because my tracker has me in a group of
Right.
people that I'm familiar with and I knew where they were. So I was like pissed off, whatever. Then I rode until I couldn't ride anymore and I was exhausted. I'm hallucinating, I'm seeing shit in the road, all the bad things that happen when you don't get enough sleep. I was
Right.
at full bore with. So I went to sleep, woke up in the morning with the same thought. 12 or 13 people passed me while I was on a bad road. So now compound problems. I just go to the next town. I go, I'm riding, and I was anger management issue 101. So I'm hauling ass and I don't give two shits about
Right.
anything. And
Right.
Craig from Wild Ass sent me a message. Don't do anything stupid like get disqualified. Take ease off on the throttle. I was just at a bad place mentally, and I thought, okay, I'm going to ease off. Well, I eased off on the throttle, and I was trying to just get my head right in the right place. I get gas. I run into Carrie Miller, which she had no idea at the time, which I'll tell her someday or she'll see this. But I ran into Carrie Miller, who's a BMW riding girl, and she's just a great rider. But I just talked to her at a gas station, and then just talking to her and her demeanor and her voice just like soothed my mind, and soothed my little soul that was on fire. And so I left there, and I left there and I took off, and I was fiddling with my tank bag, and I made a mistake and went towards Haines, Alaska. So Haines instead of the mainland. So anyhow, I went down
Right.
there and I was like just distraught. So and then you got to get gas. There's no gas. It's just a shit show. And I didn't want to ride fast because I don't like to ride angry. And I told myself on this whole, okay, I'm not riding angry because that's how you get killed. And I'm like, if I'm pissed
Right.
off, I'm just gonna ride slow. And I made myself a simple rule that if I got a mistake or had a problem, when I turned around, I had to ride the speed limit. That was my goal. So I made a mistake.
Right.
I had to turn around, and I just rode the speed limit back the whole time because riding angry, I didn't want a ticket. I didn't want to get in an accident. Didn't want to obviously get
Little
killed. So
TQ. Yep.
yeah, so I did that. I did that, and I got back on track, and then I decided to ride hard. I rode hard, still thinking there was 12 or 13 people ahead of me because I haven't seen the tracker, updated because it didn't update for, the whole Yukon territory. So I'm still
Right.
thinking there's 12 or 13 people ahead of me, and I'm like, whatever, I'll just go there and finish my finish, and I'm pissed off, but whatever. And then I got up and I just cruised along, and I said I'm just going to ride hard, and then I realized that there wasn't that many people ahead of me, and I thought I'm just going to ride until I run into a rider, and I just gave her hell, and I rode until I ran into Kilroy, and I thought that Dirty Dan would be with him.
Mm-hmm.
So I caught up to Kilroy, expecting Dirty Dan to be right there. So I thought this is going to be like old school. We're clearly racing to the finish line. So, it was balls to the wall. Well, I caught up to Kilroy and there was no Dirty Dan. So we stopped for gas and had a conversation. And he told me Dirty Dan was ahead, by so far. And I was like, well, we can balls the wall it or not, but I don't think we'll be able to catch that by now, which was the
Right.
case. I can't catch a Pan Am on a old, on a bagger. That's just not happening, like everybody's happy about a Pan
Wow.
Am. Everybody's happy about a Pan Am, and I dig it. You want to ride a Pan Am, that's awesome. But like this route, a Pan Am, anybody who can ride a Pan Am should have been there a day ahead of anybody on a bagger. It's the Alcan Highway. I mean, the Pan Am is made for that. There's
Right.
so many advantages. I mean, the Hoka has a rule American made V twin for a reason. They didn't want any bikes like that in it to begin with. Then the only problem was Harley came out with one. So now you had to have it. So
Yeah,
it's hard to do that.
it
And I'm
changed the game. It's a game changer for the Hoka Hey. It
yeah,
truly is. And I think in the top 10, there's what, two or three finishers this year,
it should
compared
be.
to
Yeah, two of them.
Cool.
You give a 30-year old a Pan Am that uses a GPS. There's no way they shouldn't be there in 7 days. That's just you know, I'm 55 riding a 800-pound bagger down the Alaskan highway like everybody else, following paper directions. I told Beth flat out, if I used the GPS, I wouldn't have made that mistake on that turn. I would have saw that in a heartbeat. That doesn't go to it. It goes 400
Mhm.
miles south, but doesn't turn into that. I went to made a mistake like the Haines exit that cost me 200 miles. Going there because you got to go to the end then for gas. So, if I use a GPS or use something like that, it would be much. You don't make mistakes like that, and that's really where the advantage comes in.
right,
If you're gonna ride,
right,
teach their own. But if you're gonna ride a Pan Am and use a GPS, you're in a different class than I am. That's not. You're not talking about
right,
skill. You're not talking about anything other than advances due to your bike or whatever.
right.
And that's just a different. I'm using a paper map and a bike. That's what I thought
Hey,
this was about.
What was your total miles?
I don't even know, and my bike is down at the finish line. So I'm not even sure, but it was under 10,000, I think.
Yeah.
And, it was under, I think it was just under 10,000. Like if I remember the last time I looked at it, but,
There was
you know,
3 sets of directions, right? Or
Okay.
was it 4?
as far 3 sets, like, yeah, there was every checkpoint we got a set. Yeah. But it was,
Yeah.
the last one was just one page.
Yeah, because there might have been another one.
Yeah.
Because the total on the directions was 77.95, but I think there was one more.
I think you're missing the one checkpoint. The one only had 1,300 miles.
Yeah. Okay.
13, almost 1,400 miles between checkpoint 2 and checkpoint 3.
So that would have been 9,000 miles then.
That sounds right. I thought it
Yeah.
was 9,000 something would have been on the, what it would have been. And then, you know, whatever you have go over, I make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I make a lot of mistakes, and a couple of the mistakes I made this year were costly as far as mileage, but like in my mind, that's part of the game, but the game has just changed, I guess. So it's not always part of the game.
Yeah. Well, shit, man, still did good. Still something to be
Hey,
proud of.
folks, we just have,
Yeah,
yeah,
I was really proud. I was really,
outstanding, right? Outstanding. I really, go ahead.
Raised a bunch of money.
yeah, and then like it means different things to different folks, like winning it. Sure, I'd like to win, and I didn't want to tell anybody this was going to be my last Hoka until it was over with, So it would have been nice to win it, when I'm not going to do it again. But it wasn't meant to be, and sometimes things like that just you don't understand why they're not meant to be. But I think for me, like I got a different purpose, and I think that's what is in the cards for me. So
Follow your calling. You're following your
yeah,
calling, man, with Mile Monster. So you have nothing to prove. We know you're an outstanding writer, man, and you're writing for a reason, and you fulfilling that reason, that purpose. You're writing for a purpose, and you're fulfilling that purpose.
yeah, exactly. And somebody just put on there that no, he was not saying that Dirty Dan used a GPS. He was speaking in general. I'll flat out say that Dirty Dan did use a GPS because he did.
Oh.
He used his phone by directions. I mean, that's not a secret. He told people he was using his phone for directions. So I mean, if that's a secret, sorry to let the cat out of the bag. But if you're using your phone for directions and to find gas stations, that's how you do it. It doesn't matter to me. Like it doesn't change my ride at all what somebody else does. I finished where I finished. I came in at 8:13 on the 13th, and I was happy to do it. I've never complained once about anybody that ever finished ahead of me or behind me. I don't really think about that a whole lot. I'm just doing my thing. I'm saying if you're gonna compare apples to oranges, you got to compare all things, and it's hard to compete with that kind of stuff. I choose to do it differently. Everybody does it. Everybody does it their own way. If somebody wants to use their phone to follow a GPS to look at it, and I kind of blame the Hoka for that because they haven't evolved to accommodate for people using their GPS. The GPS is right on a motorcycle. Like to think any one guy is using it is an absolute joke. Like sure he admitted that he's using that to find gas stations and to find things, but he's among everybody. There so many motorcycles have it right in front of their face. People are lying to themselves and to you if they tell you they don't use it because it's right there in the middle of the night when your brain is shot, and everything is against you and you're not thinking straight. Then that's the times that people are going to look at that stuff and do whatever. And I don't blame anybody for that. But I think
Yeah.
everybody does it.
Somebody
But
actually
it's
posted a
definitely got to be
picture
an integrity
one morning, and it had
thing.
their GPS pulled up on the
Yeah.
screen.
Yeah,
So
they're so
it's
they're
definitely got
right.
to be an integrity thing. It,
Yeah.
it, and that's you as a rider going out and sitting there saying, this is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it this way. I'm gonna ride it and I'm gonna follow it because it's just like being a soldier. It's just like anything. Integrity only matters when nobody's
But
there to
nobody's
watch
looking.
you. There's
Mm.
nobody
Yeah,
there to look at you when you're doing it. So that's within you. You have to live with that. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
if that's the route that he chose, he has to live with that.
yeah.
But
It's
for
not.
but for you, knowing that you did it right, when you cross the finish line, no matter what position you in, you did it right. So yeah,
And it was with the motorcycles, like my motorcycle, like I started riding on an electric glide standard. They didn't have a GPS. I don't really like them. I like to follow maps. That's just my jam. So I have an advantage with that. I like maps. A lot of people don't use maps. They grew up with that. You're young, and didn't have that. And the mapping system on the new bikes, now they're back to not having the maps on them again. So the 24s,
Right.
you don't have a GPS on it. You have to
You don't have it.
install it.
Yep.
Yeah, you have to buy it and do something, which I don't even know what you have to do. So I had a GPS, I have a Garmin mounted on my motorcycle, hardwired to the bike. When I bought my bike, I had them unhardwire it because I didn't want the temptation of putting that nice Zumo Garmin
Right.
up there in front of me and doing it.
Right.
So I had them unhardwire it. I have to redo it now for my ride home, but um, it's just to me that's part of the challenge. And everybody laughs about my map, that I go off every day. I seem like I started off with going the wrong way, but to me that's just part of it, man. Like that night I almost got killed with you a couple years back. We both went the wrong way. You'd already returned for gas, and I was coming back from my mix up, and I had to go back for gas. And when I sat next to you, and that tanker came over the hill and almost blasted me. But that's just part of the ride to me. If you just ride it problem free, then you didn't really get anything out of the Hoka Hey, and why are you doing it? If you just look at your vapor trail and it's like
Yeah.
perfect,
Yeah.
like if you just your vapor trail is perfect, you don't have any wild
Wrong
crazy
turns are
things.
what make.
Yeah, and wrong turns and being lost and trying to figure it out and being so frustrated you
Yeah.
want to,
I seen time where people said. I seen time where people have said that, yeah, we only made two wrong turns, or we only made three wrong turns, and I'm like, shit, every turn I almost made was a wrong turn, or I went past and had to turn around, or went the wrong way. So that's what made me, think, hey, somebody said, well, maybe Solo use a GPS. Well, shit, I just figured out how to use a Garmin for the IDR. So
yeah. I
it's
remember I
I'm
remember
like,
being
shit,
I
I know what
remember
a Garmin
being
is.
Yeah, and I remember being with you in the middle of nowhere, both of us scratching our head, a couple of paper map using dudes like ready to pull our hair out like this, like what the hell? And, like trying to figure it out, you
Like, what
know,
the hell?
and then go this way, turn around, go that way. I think it's this way. No, it's this way for sure.
Right, right.
And 2020, or I think it was 20, but whatever, one of the years, I thought, man, I got this figured out for sure. And then Billy Foltz goes ripping by me the other way at like 80 miles an hour. And I was like,
Yeah.
if Billy's going that way, right needs to be going that way. I turned around and I followed
If
him
the
and he
champ's
goes,
going that way, that's the way I'm going.
Billy was a lot better
Yeah,
at,
shout
at
out to Billy, man.
navigating.
Yeah. Billy, Fetty,
But
these are all those guys, man. All the guys. But you're right there with them, though. We
it's
got
it's
Tone. Let
it's
me see. I
awesome.
think I got Tone lined up in there.
Congratulations,
Good
Ryan.
deal. Good deal.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the plan now? You got the
Um,
family there.
Hot
You
was
guys
hot.
just gonna have a little vacation and enjoy the time now, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. I got my kids here. I have three kids. They're all here. My boys brought his girlfriend here, and to me, it was just awesome, man. To come to the finish line, have the whole family here was beyond epic to me. This is the first time they've all been at the finish line at the same time. So, in my head, coming down that hill, riding next to Kilroy, coming down the hill, I could see my family there. Was emotional knowing that I don't plan to do this again. And so it was really cool to see that. Now we're just taking a family vacation. I'm sitting at a Verbo on a porch right
There
now,
you
and
go.
we're just hanging out, and it's awesome. I plan to fundraise, for our boys as the rest of the riders that riding for the monsters come in. So um,
Did
it's
that
Nice.
just
one donation come in that I told you about?
I don't know. I haven't looked at anything because I tell you, since I've gotten done, all I've done is slept, and like I
Okay.
can't even get my brain wrapped around much of anything, to be honest. So I haven't done anything like that. I'm gonna try to do that tomorrow. We're gonna go out to eat tonight and hang out as a family, and it's really fun to see that. The last Hoka Hey, as you guys know, after crashing, it scared the shit out of my family. So this time it was nice to come in and
Yeah. Yeah.
in one piece and not have that on the table. So it was really cool. So now
Right.
I'm gonna get rested, relaxed. I'm gonna go down the finish line, cheer some friends on, some monsters on as they come in, and there's people who really
Hey,
this challenge is a battle for them, and they've had some really hardships along the way, and I want to be there when they come in because those people. for me, it's much easier than it is for them. Like everybody on the screen right now is a killer when it comes to miles and dealing with things, and we know how to overcome some things because we've dealt with them 100 times. But there's some people out there that are just getting trashed by weather and cold nights. It was 32 degrees and
Yes.
high winds, and it's like, they're overcoming some shit that I would never dream of. Like in comparison, like what they're doing is
Right.
you'd have to put me in something totally out of my element. And that's what the challenge is about, and that's why the Hockey challenge will always be something really cool. It's just maybe not going to be as challenging for those of us who get really good at it. But those of you people looking for a challenge, it's really awesome.
Right.
Right.
Right. Good deal. Right. Good deal. Well, Rod, we want to say thank you, man. We want to thank you. We appreciate you coming on, giving your perspective. And if you would, before you go, would you please mention your charity organization to the people?
Yeah, we ride for Mile Monsters Inc. It's a foundation I started with the help of people on this very screen. I started Mile Monsters after fundraising in 2020 or 2018 and 2020, and it was really some time on the road with Solo that really got me to go to the next level of starting a nonprofit. So, and that was after the 2020 Hoka Hey, and I don't know if you even remember that, Solo, but we were in the middle of
Of
nowhere.
course, I remember it.
Yeah, we were
Of
probably
course, I
lost, and you
remember
said
it.
you got to take that shit. You said you got to take that shit to the next level, and that's why your quote is on our website. At the bottom.
Yeah.
Aspired, inspire. So I took it to heart. I started Mile Monsters Inc. and we have riders that ride, and we have 5 families we help that they all have boys with a terminal illness, Duchenne muscular dystrophy, and we're trying to just our mission is simple, man. We want to help these kids live their best life, whatever that is. If we help them buy
Right.
a van, put ramps on their house, send them on vacations, like we're like a make-a-wish without all the bullshit rules. And Hopper is obviously huge into that and a big driving force behind it. So that's what we do. And anybody looking to find what we do is at Mile Monsters Inc. And we have a bunch of monsters. We had these shirts made. I had to cut the sleeves off today because the family brought me on a hike and they thought I was in much better shape than it turns out I am. So I had to cut sleeves off. But that's really my driving force and my driving mission. So I'm happy to be associated with you guys. I thank you for starting this, however this started, Solo, with this live thing about and showing some people about the Hoka, because they don't understand it. And I think this is a great way to get people like to understand what they're looking at and
Right.
why some people do what they do and the consequences of doing what you do. Like
Right.
every choice you make on the road has an effect on you or somebody else. And some people make great choices, some people don't. My some of my choices were horrible and they cost me. Some of the choices I made were awesome and they set me up for success. But you never know what you're gonna get. Everybody's ride is different. And the only ones that'll truly understand it are those that do it or have done it. Nobody's going to understand what those riders go home and talk about riding in a hurricane. They're never going to, their friends are never going to comprehend what riding in a
Never.
hurricane was actually like.
Absolutely never.
Right,
Yep.
right.
And having to deal with that and having to deal with the sleeping in bear country when you go to bed at night, you're not sure if there's a fucking grizzly bear next to you or not, and being so exhausted you don't even care. I just lay down. I'm like, I'm so tired, I don't even care. Like somebody's like, is that bear country? I'm like, I don't give a shit. I'm tired. I'm going to sleep. So if he's gonna get me, I won't even wake up for it. But
I mean, that'd be a cool story on how you get taken out.
yeah,
You can't
Oh,
enjoy
wow.
that.
if I get whacked on a ride, I hope it's by hitting an alligator or a grizzly bear eats me.
Yeah,
Oh man, you thought you was cool into the story about the bear come out or the gator?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I do want to say one thing before I get out of here, that guy Kilroy that I ended up coming in with. At the beginning of the ride, his tracker just appeared at the near the finish line. And I was very adamant, like there ain't nobody that's gonna gain ground on me like that. And me and that dude got into it the first time I met him at the checkpoint, and I said, "Well, we'll see if you're legit." And I got to tell you, I was wrong on that end of it. I told him, I apologized to him when I saw him on the road, 4 days later or whatever. We hooked up at somewhere, and I apologized to him then, but I want to be clear to anybody that might have heard me say anything. that I was wrong, man. That Kilroy can ride. He's a legit rider. Obviously, he is. I chased him for days. He chased me. It really gave me motivation to ride hard and really pound it. And coming
That's
in at
good.
the end, it was awesome. And he got his name. He got his road name from his dad, who passed away on the 13th of August the year before. So that was really cool. That we come in on 8:13. Our arrival time was 8:13 in the morning, and that's why he was riding. So it was pretty cool, epic story. But I just thought it was kind of funny how I'm so pissed off at that dude on day 2 or 3, whatever it was, when I came to that checkpoint, and then I finished the ride coming down the hill to the finish line alongside him, and I gained a lot of respect for that dude.
Good deal. Good deal, Rod. Hey, Rod, man, you are a stand-up guy. We appreciate you. You're a
Yeah.
champion in my book. Anybody have any questions for Rod before we let him go?
No, we're good, man.
No, we're
You
good.
killed it.
We're
Another
good.
great ride. So congrats.
Awesome, man.
It was
And thank you
great
guys.
following. Great following you, right? Great following.
Yeah, I know all
Yeah,
the
and
kids are proud of you.
and I appreciate your guys' support. And again, thanks for doing this, coming up with this. This is a really a gold mine of a show, and you got really first class talent run it who understand what people are doing. So,
Mhm.
that gives a lot of credence to it. So thank you guys, and thanks for having me on. And everybody out there who's watching this or doing it, you got friends and family, and man, I wish them the best of luck. Stay safe until they get to the finish line in Homer, and they can enjoy the sunshine and the Alaskan wilderness up here. It's really nice. So thank you guys.
Good deal.
Sounds
All
All
right,
good.
right.
man.
See you later.
Take care.
Take it easy.
All right, man. Peace.
Peace.
All right, folks. You heard it firsthand from Riot. He's a true champion, a true champion, folks. And we want to thank everybody. Tea time, are you there?
Yes, sir. You hear me?
All right, folks, we got tea
Yeah,
time
yeah.
on. Let
Yes,
me
sir.
cue you up, T. Just bear with me, folks. All right, all right. How you doing this evening, sir?
I'm good, man. I can't complain. I'm a
Okay,
little more at
okay.
ease right now than I was in the beginning of all this.
All right, all right. So tell us who you're supporting and what your take is on this Hoka Hey, because I know we talked before and you was like solo,
hmm
solo.
Well, I mean, I'm supporting Tamika, aka Curves, as most of y'all know her as.
Mhm.
But I also would like to extend my support to the women that's riding with her, and then the other women that I know that's riding. I mean, that I don't personally know, but I know that's riding in this event. My hats off to them, and I hope they keep pushing and end up finishing.
Good deal, good deal. And I know we talked before Curves went out, before the ladies went out, and you had some issues and concern.
hmm
Um, do you think by us covering this this event the way that we've been covering it, do you think we put the information out there that anybody that's just thinking about riding it, we answered their questions, we may have curled their concerns, answered their questions?
Oh, definitely. I think y'all did more than enough. You gave them the real deal, the positive and the negative of it. So
Mhm.
if they didn't get some kind of idea from, I, I'm sure they had to watch all of these shows because this is a great thing. Like what that Riot just said, this is man, this is taking up a slot in everybody's day. They're stopping what they're doing to turn this thing on, man. So I mean, this is a great thing. You know, it's a lot of information, and I do want to say this though. Um, this has helped me. I don't know about anybody else, but this has helped me because when I first started, she sent me the link, and I was watching this little bubble, man. First of all, I was like irritated because I had to try to watch this thing on my phone, and then it wasn't working. And then as they were going um, down some of the roads, a lot of these roads I've been down. So as they were riding the road, the bubble was going down the road, and I found myself, looking at the bubble and picturing the road as I went through it before, and I'm like, man, they about to do this, they about to do. And then I started getting some kind of rider anxiety, man. I was like, oh my goodness. So then I had to say, you know what? Once you started this, well, once I found this out, Um, Probably like day three, maybe day four, my anxiety came down, and I didn't have to watch the bubble. I could listen to y'all and be like, "Whew, okay, this is
Right.
good." Now I had to want to go home and get on my bike and go catch somebody or something, you know. So I can imagine, and that's me. I've never participated, so I can imagine what you and Hopper going through.
Right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. It was the hard decision that I had to make. It was a hard decision Hop had to make. Hop's written in three, I've written in two, and you're waiting for it.
Hmm.
The whole 2 years because it's held every 2 years. So you're prepping, you're thinking, you're listening to people, you're trying to see who the dark horse going to be. How are they going to set up here? Where are they riding to now? And so when that flag drops, there's 2 years of anticipation behind you. So to adrenaline and everything. So not to be in it, this was the closest that I could get to it. Um, the trophy is a revolving trophy, a perpetual trophy. It moves to the next champion. And
Hmm.
when I did the handoff to the old man, Pat Cornell, I gave it a big old kiss and I said, "Hey, you're coming back home with me." I just knew I was going to ride it again, but unfortunately, I couldn't. But the thing is that for the riders that's out there now that's finished, trust me, they will want to come back. They will want to ride it again. You take the lessons that you learn and you try to implement at the next ride.
Right,
Hmm.
right.
Yeah.
That was one of the like when her and I started like initially talking about it. She said, "You want to do it with me?" And I'm like, you know what? My extreme long distance riding days, adventure days is kind of over. But I don't want you to do it by yourself. So if that's the case, then I consider it. But then she came back and told me that a few of her sisters were going to do it with her. So I said, all right, well,
Right,
we'll go ahead
Yeah.
and do it with them. You know.
right,
And then of course I had concerns. You and I talked about the concerns. So one of my concerns was I know that everybody say it's not a competition, but there is a competition aspect to this, whether it be personal or because there's a lot of people who want to say I came in first, or I came in the top 10, or I came in as an elite rider. So my advice to her was, listen, just go ride the ride. Ride it, be safe riding it. Don't try to compete. Just get it done, and then after you get it done and experience it, if you want to go back the next time they have it, and try to do better, beat your time, or beat whoever, I don't know, whatever. But then you do it that way. But at least on your first time, just ride the ride, um, experience it. That way you'll know what you're up against, and you should be good.
right, right. Okay, okay. Definitely, definitely. Well, look, T, we want to thank you for coming on, giving your perspective of the Hoka Hey Challenge.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Um, we truly appreciate you doing that. I know we go back and forth a lot,
For sure.
and it's one of those things where um, a concern issue where you concern, you want to speak to somebody that's done it before to kind of get that reassurance that I'm letting my significant other go out there. But
Right.
so we definitely appreciate you giving your perspective on it.
Yeah. It definitely was. Initially, it was kind of hard because I had no control. Usually, if we're out there together, I can say that let's keep pushing, or I can
Right,
recognize when we need to stop, or
right,
it's just certain things that I can control when we're out there together. But when we're not out there together, I'll be like, oh my goodness, what's she
Yeah.
doing? Like,
Yeah.
is somebody gonna recognize that she's tired? Is she gonna recognize that they tired? It's just a whole bunch of things that was going through my mind. And I said, again, let me start watching these bubbles
right.
and just listen to y'all.
Does anybody on the panel have anything for a tea time? He's supporting
Nah,
Kurt's
No,
rider.
he answered my question because I know it was a nervous wreck for him watching and everything. So he already answered it. So that's what I was gonna ask him.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Well, all right, tea time. We're gonna get ready to move on. We're gonna take another look at the big board. And
All
hopefully
right.
we may be able to get you back on so that when she crosses the line, hopefully here in the next couple of days, we will be able to get you on.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully when she finished, she come on. And
Oh, yeah.
and solo, if I don't talk to you again, I'll see you in a few weeks anyway.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Three Flash Classic.
Yes, sir. So
All right.
again, solo, hop, logic. Thank y'all, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, we'll see you. Good talk to you.
Yeah. Good talking to you,
I'm
man.
sure. I'm sure everybody. I don't know if y'all understand what y'all just did here, man. But y'all did a good thing for a lot of people. Y'all helped a lot of
Good
people
deal.
out with this podcast. But I ain't gonna hold you. I'm gonna let y'all go. And
Good
All
deal.
right, man.
All right.
y'all
Take
be
care.
good. Be safe.
All right.
Right.
All right, folks. We're trying to get every perspective we can for coverage for the 2024 Hoka Hey Motorcycle Challenge. Tea Time is in support of Curves. Curve Rider is number 1225, and she's riding for mossheroes.org. That's MOSheroes.org. And she's also a Betsy Bell rider.
Yes, she is.
And she's a rookie. Still get to call them a rookie. Till they cross the finish line, rookies.
That's right.
Hop, is there anything else you want to go over before we sign off?
No, I mean, it looks like, this evening there's going to be a big pack of riders crossing the border, it looks like. So,
Right.
tomorrow we're just going to, we'll go over some of the finishers, but I don't think there'll be a whole lot to talk about in the morning because we're not going to be able to follow any of them. They're going to be in that
Right.
dead zone. So,
Yeah.
Right. And we may try to do a light edition later on tonight, folks. No promises. Like I said, we can't see who's moving up here throughout the Yukon, so we may just be sitting here with dead air, and we don't want to become redundant. But at the same time, we definitely want to try to keep you guys live and update on the 2024 Hoka Motorcycle Challenge. That's
yeah,
all I have tonight.
hopefully tomorrow we can get some of these riders that are going to be finishing tonight. Hopefully we can get some of them on in the morning. That'd be nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
And thank everybody for coming on at the finish line. Beth, Mother Beth, all of the riders that's come on, we truly appreciate you. I know everybody that's been following you are happy to hear your voice and put a face with the name, a face with the number that we've been calling out. So we want to personally thank you guys for coming on. Logic,
Yes,
as
sir.
always,
Keep it
take us
logical.
out. All right, folks.
We'll see you
See you
guys.
in the morning. You guys
All
take care.
right. Bye.